Thank you, Rob. Thank you, Crystal Universe, and thank you, Victoria. I'm going to call you Veronica.
You're good, Veronica.
Yeah. And welcome everybody. This means a lot to me because this is my soul mission. It's not just something, this is my calling, this is my everything now. So I'll start off a little bit about who I am. So I was born gifted, but I was born into a family that was dysfunctional, and I really mean dysfunctional on all levels. So the childhood was, you know, I think you all know, have an idea about that. But I was gifted as a shaman, but didn't know it, because as a child, I was born in 1960. So back then, you know, I was just a weirdo, you know, and I could see all these things. I could see everything. I could see God, I could see my future, but I didn't understand. I just thought it was natural and that everybody could do it, until I was a bridesmaid, just quickly, at a wedding, and obviously my intellect was evolving, and I said to the waiter, it was probably about 1965 or something, and I said, look at the lady on the roof, which was the Holy Mother. I didn't even know at that time. And he goes, I don't know what you're looking at. And then I realised they can't see what I see, so I shut it down, not to fit in, yeah? Back in that time. And it was a lot of fear and wanting to be accepted because I didn't get the love and all that stuff. So I led a pretty conventional life for that time till I think it was 86. And so then what happened is that, I just don't want to miss any points because it's really important. Then what happened in that time is my life, what's happening in the world happened to me. I lost everything. I was a self-made millionaire, married, the whole bit, tick, 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 lost everything overnight, except my son. So, and then I went for a tarot reading for the first time in my life, and I was sweating. And so I got to the door, and she opened the door. Her name was Yvonne. She's passed away now. And my heart jumped. And I mean, I was very 3D back then. And I just went, whoa. I didn't understand, you know. I was being guided. So I had this reading, and she was trying to tell me it's over, forget it. And I was hanging on and all that stuff. I did that for 5 years. And anyway, then what happened is we connected, and she said to me in the session, she said, they're asking me, I hear voices. And she didn't want to become commercial, but she was authentic. And so, cut a long story short, she then had a private school, yeah? She had 52 students go through in 5 years. So I became her right-hand person, like I'd, you know, be the organiser back then, blah, blah, blah. And my son, he was a baby. So that was really good, and they were the best 5 years of my life. It was heaven and hell at the same time. Not knowing that the universe is going, Josephine, the old has to go and the new has to come in for your mission. I had no idea I was going to do twin flames now. I'm 61, I'm not, you know. And so what happened then is I was with her for 5 years. Something inside of me, I just couldn't leave her for one day, and she passed away after 5 years. Yeah, but the beauty was the experiences, the school that she had, you know, the sort of informal school, but it was still school from spirit world. So everything that I've learned, or most of it, is actually straight from the masters. And my teachers, the main ones, was the Christ. I mean, and I don't use these terms loosely, because if I lie, it's a karma. Because back then I was what's called a disciple. Yeah, these days we have different words for different, you know. And also Isis, the Egyptian goddess, she would come through sometimes, yeah. And I can actually channel her now, but not yet the Christ, yeah. So he used to come through full on in what's called trance. Trancing is different to channeling. Channeling, come in. Channeling is when, you know, we're conscious even though we don't remember. I think some of you will know what channeling is. Trance is when the spirit completely takes over the body. And she had no recollection of, so I used to take notes and stuff back then. So they had a lot of teaching from the spirit world and a lot of testing and all the rest of it that comes with it at the time, because when you're a person that does your work from the heart and with love, you have to earn it from the universe. But trust me, when you're on your soul mission, they will support you in ways that you can't even think of. It's phenomenal, phenomenal. I never could believe my life's become and where I am today. Yeah. Whereas when I was married, I was living out in Kilo Downs, and yeah, it's not me. Yeah, back in the day. So that's kind of, you know, that's a little bit of my spiritual journey. And then I was the eldest of 7 children too, and my mother had mental illness, just so you sort of know a bit of the background, where I come from, all that stuff. So in Saturn return, that's when everything shattered, right? And I lost everything. So yeah, it was very, very testing time for me. I had a lot of trauma. My mother is not of the light, and now I can accept that it has been like that, because it was so traumatic. But at the same time, all those experiences, including the ex-husband who was narcissistical, blah, 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 made me who I am today. Because there was often, I was telling Nadia, I said, Nadia, you know, there are times when you just think, Josephine, you go one way or the other, you know? And that's what the shaman, then that brought out the shamanic. But I had no idea. I was like a mouse banging my head, but I had to go through that, because I often ask them, I said, why did I have to go through such horrendous experiences? And they said to me, because in your past lives, you were very powerful, and I know who I was historically, but this life, you have to be solid in order to do what you're here to do, yeah? So, yeah, so, and that way, when one of the tribe comes for a session, you have the utmost understanding and compassion without taking it on, yeah? And being in the light, able to help. Come in. And being able to help, yeah? So yeah, so that's, okay, let me just see. Make sure I cover it all. Okay. So the actual, I'm going to talk now about the twin flame, yeah? The journey of twin flame, this is very valuable information. I have worked, you can say 24/7 really, since 2012. What happened, they said to me, you've got to go and work for yourself. And I didn't know. It's because I needed to have more spare time to do other things. So they said to me, as soon as I started working for myself, that was a key, they said to me, you're a soul doctor of twin flames. I went, what? I said, what, you know, I was doing what I was doing, but it was at another level at that point. Now it's just, yeah. And that's how I've become, just through word of mouth, international. There's Canada, Africa, Asia, yeah, whatever. And so, you know, because people talk. And so the thing is that the twin, coming back to, sorry, I'm a bit, the twin flame journey is really, really about your soul. If you're a twin flame, your life is a mirror of where your soul frequencies are at. Now, I'm going to give you the secret that a lot of people that I've met have been healing forever, and they don't really get anywhere. I'm not putting people down. I just know what works and what doesn't, right? And I'm kind of over the fluffy bits. I just want to get on with what we're all here to do, especially in these times, because we're all needed. And a lot of twin flames are hearing the calling, but a lot of them are stuck, you know, whether it's money, whether it's, oh, I'm thinking about the twin, I know my love's out there, where is he? You know, we get caught in the personal, which is fair enough, but it's really important to understand that this relationship is so sacred and so divine, yeah? Even though we're living in modern times, a lot of the work I do comes from the universal Egyptian Akashic records, yeah? And they come through, they make me in the frequency, so then when I serve the tribe, I'm there to guide them and empower you, yeah? It's no guru stuff or anything like that. I'm not into that. I haven't got time or energy for that. It's about you guys, because a lot of you, I can feel it, they just opened your Akashic records. And all of you have soul contracts before you're born. That's why you're here. It's the food that your soul needs. Now, when I say soul, it's all about your soul. I'm going to give you the secret of what works in twin flame. The first thing is call it, set your own quiet space, meditation. A lot of the times conventional meditation doesn't work for twins. It's all about here. It's all about connecting. You do it with intuition. If you're a person that thinks a lot, you'll need to be guided. So you need to find something till that settles down, but let it do its thing. The key is this. Because the world on the old matrix was everything's external. That's how they controlled us. Now, especially for twin flames, we're the ones that are going to change this world. We're part of the divine plan. And wherever your frequency is at, for yourself personally, it's not just, where you're at for yourself, particularly self-love, a lot of divine feminines have given their power away in past life. This, and including myself, that's my biggest lesson in all aspects of my life. And I've covered quite a few now, but I know I've still got more to go. So the thing is that this is the key of the key. What's happened with us twin flames in past lives and this life is the soul will relive the experiences, and it's like a credit card, the karma. You have your good karma, you have beautiful people or whatever experiences, and you have your lessons. Now the soul will have both, because what she does, she's another consciousness. So what she'll do is she will relive some of the dark night of the soul, because she's saying, hey body, get up. We need to work through this. That's why I've incarnated. Family is important, don't get me wrong. Family and all that stuff is very important because it's part of it. But most important is you and your soul evolution. Because when we pass over and we go, the light self judges. Well, that's the biggest question. What have you done with your life? So I hope that some of this will awaken you and trigger you to evolve more. And make sure whoever you go with, tune in and make sure they're the right person for you. Ask in a dream. Ask someone, because your soul is in your body. It doesn't have a choice. Now I'm going to come to the real crux of it all. I'm going to sit down too. What happens is in this life and in past life, we've had trauma, all of us. I use the word trauma as an umbrella for loss, not having finances, not having love, which is a big one for us, generally speaking. And you've got to remember, not one size fits all. With twin flames, we're very, very unique. And our life is based on the soul blueprint of our past lives. Yeah? So the thing is that when we've had traumas, because we are frequency, those frequencies are actually stuck in timelines. Yeah? And that's part of the work. I'm not doing it. I mean, I believe in, you've got to resonate. So I'm just telling you what I know works, and this is the work I do. So a lot of shamans can do soul retrieval. The retrieval that I'm able to do now is everything. Soul, inner child, gift, union, you name it, whatever in the sessions, yeah? So, which means that you become whole. You're not doing the same pattern again. You're moving forward, and then you can align easier with whatever it is you're here for. Look, I know what my work is now, and I'm going to be around for a while yet, but some twins that are together already, their soul mission is just to be a mother and a father, and that's really important. That's where their soul needs to be. Like, everyone's very unique in what they're here to do to yourself, and that's why you find a lot of twins, we don't like being told what to do. We know, because innately we don't like systems. I'm generalizing here. We don't like conformity, because deep inside of you all have a spark of the divine that goes, that's keeping us all, not just yourself, but the whole planet down. And that's why all this madness is going on in the world, because the old has to go, and it will go, and the new will come in. But the new depends on us, yeah? We do have a lot of help from other universes, I'll tell you that much, because this is my gig now, 24/7, yeah? So when I'm not, looking after the tribe, I'm doing all sorts of stuff anyway, even behind the scenes. So the thing is that we have a lot of help, but they keep very quiet. But it comes down to where you're at, and then they will resonate and connect with you and help you, yeah? With whatever that is. And I feel some of you are thinking about changes. Take the risk. I'll tell you a short story. When in 2012 they said to me, you're going to work for yourself, I nearly died because the ex embezzled my millions, blah, blah, blah. And I still hadn't completely healed, but I'd done it, right? With a bit of trauma caused myself, but I'd done it. When I did that, everything started to change in my life. I wasn't limited funds like I was back then. And it's not just, I'm not harping on about the money. The money's just to give us freedom, that's all. It's not about, whatever. So then what happened is that in 2012, I trusted them enough because I got tested. Yeah, and I thought, no, I'm going to do this. So then I went to Key and blah, blah, blah. Then I was with Key for 7.5 years, or I rented space from her, and which was great. And so what I'm saying, it's really important. Now, when I started working for myself, because I had left it so, I'm not going to do this, I'm not going to do this, I was scared and all the rest of it. The income I had was not enough to, just enough to cover my bills, not even a coffee. And I went, you know what, Josephine, you're going to use what you know. So I had time, so I went, no fear. So I was really careful, really, really careful, yeah? And then they said to me, we'll give you a formula. And I said, okay, they said, you got to write it down. I don't need to write it anymore. But so I now give thanks. So the I is yourself, you bring it into the present, and you give gratitude, right? So you're paying it forward for whatever amount of money I needed. I'm not kidding you. Within 2 weeks, I earned $200 more, which was like, wow. And then within 4 weeks, I was earning $1,000 a week. And then that was my freedom, I earn more than that now, but back then, yeah? So it works. Yeah, it really works. You have got, what I'm trying to say is you've got the power within you. It doesn't matter where you're at. You've got the intention, that's what matters. The intention to do whatever it is that you want to do for yourself, right? Your guides, the universe, the beings, they'll help you, yeah? Because it's inevitable, this planet will come into heaven on earth. You just have to look at the children that are being born. They're so clever. They're like, oh yeah, what do you want about? Because they're all masters, they don't have karma. The last, say, I think about 3 generations, I'm just guesstimating, yeah? So that's really, really, important for you guys. So when you get these frequencies back, you're getting part of you back. Because I've been on the, tell me how to love myself. And I'm like, because and then I realised this is part of it. If you're not there, how can you love yourself? There's voids, there's blocks, there's patterns that keep reoccurring. Like everything that I would love in my life and create in my whole life, I would lose. And that was a pattern I had. Doesn't matter what, I would lose it. Yeah. So, yeah, but the work is inner, definitely. And whatever works for you, whether it's listening to 528, like this music in the background, please do it, because your life is within you. It just wants to connect, yeah, and your guides and so on, yeah. Now with twins, some of you might already know this, but I'll just run it through for some of you who maybe don't know it. With twin flames, there is only one real twin that completes you. Now, and not everyone is a twin. Come in.
Sorry.
No, come in, just come in and, yeah. So if everyone was a twin, imagine yourself in the Vatican or wherever you want to, where you wouldn't leave the world to get to this point as a twin, yeah? So not everyone is a twin. I mean, I know a lot more than that, but I'm just giving you a practical example, all right? So we have false twins, and we also have what's called near twin, which you can mistake as a real twin. Like I've got a real, even when I do sessions, stop talking, let me go there and let me just see, you know, who this person is, you know, to make sure. Because the near twins are very, very similar to your real twin. And depending, as I said, why they come in, you know, there's all different reasons why, yeah? So, okay, done that bit. The other thing is, I'll just mention that it's important for you, I know some of you are already on this path, is to be committed to yourself spiritually. Now, it doesn't mean that you've got to forget being a mum or whatever. That's part of it, yeah? Whatever's going on in your world, dark, light, whatever, is part of your path. And trust me, I honour all your stories and all the tribe stories. But one day, when I'm get to writing an autobiography, you'll read it and you'll go, how's she alive? Like, you know? So the thing is that what I'm trying to say is no matter what, stick to your path, because I'm telling you, it's the passport to life and the new world. Because they're going, we've had enough. You guys, the planet is, and Earth is the only one with you know, mixture of souls. Or Venus is only love, yeah? And so on. So this has to go now. This karma from Atlantis has to go. It's finishing. The karmic wheel's actually going. They want it off. So once you are with your twin, the good news is it's infinite. You're together for the next life and the next life and the next life, because we're going to a whole other level. Once we get the collective enough there. Yeah, collective. Okay, now if you've met your twin, or you think you've met your twin, they can trigger you, they can love you, they'll mirror you, and you'll think it's them, but it's actually you, yeah? So, yeah, so a few of you had that. Now, twin flames are highly empathic, right? We're the only ones with, what's it called? Emotional intelligence, and a lot are CEOs of companies and things like that. And very sensitive, more highly gifted, yeah? So, and we have very, very good work ethics. I haven't met a twin yet. That's, you know, like, you know. Now, most of them are like, I have a few males, but most of them have been female. But yeah, most of them have good work ethics, and they want to work, they want to, you know, do whatever it is, yeah. Whether it's mother, earning money, whatever it is. And we're good at it. We're good at what we do because we have morals, yeah? And morals will come back as well. That's a big thing for me personally as well. Love is number one for us. And a lot of us, I know from when I was a little girl, because of the Akashic Records, I actually saw it, I had the experience that of the twin flame love. I went, oh my God. From 4 years old, I looked over the bench because I was living in that, and that was my safety by default. And I felt and I saw my twin in around the 1700s, and he put his arm around me. And it was the most unbelievable experience, and I've never forgotten it. So I've been searching for that. I didn't know what it was at the time, obviously. So that's just my experience I'm sharing with all of you. But there have been many that have said to me, I've always known there's been that special one person out there, and I want that. I'm not interested in anyone else. And this is what the tribe tells me, you know, which is good because I like that kind of relationship, you know. Okay, yeah, we're unique, so I've done that one. And this is very interesting. You've heard the expression that the soul, I'm sorry, I'm giving it away. Pearls of wisdom, there's a reason. It comes from the soul. We actually have a blue pearl that has all the wisdom as well. As I said, it's like another person really inside of you. And she talks. So the thing is that this pearl is very important. Sometimes, depending on what's happened, it can be missing, yeah? So we need to bring that pearl back for both. Usually when I work with the divine feminine, it automatically is, but sometimes I do address certain things if they're really intense, will work for the divine masculine, yeah? So, the other thing that I really like, that I love, is as I'm just going on the tribe that I've served up to this point. When they're on, you know, coming for their healings and doing what they do, and they could be seeing other people as well, not just me, and they're evolving, they usually come onto their soul mission, and what happens is their gifts start to activate. They themselves know. So with a lot of them, what I do is when we do sessions, especially the ones that are there, I go, okay, what are we doing today? Because I want them empowered, yeah? This is very important, yeah? So you'll find that your own intuition, I've got one young, lovely guy, he's near his twin up north, and he has dreams. So we've worked on the dreams. Like at first he wasn't, I go, no. And I showed him how to. And now he relies on those dreams. He believes in himself. See, that's the kind of thing. Yeah, this is what is very important, because we're not together all the time. You're living your lives, but we're in one world, yeah? We have one Mother Earth that we all share. Yeah. And I think more and more people are becoming, even the unawakened ones are becoming more aware of that. I see the young ones on, you know, socials, and they're going, oh, I'm so grateful I was with my friends today. You'd never hear that in my time, you know? Seriously, you wouldn't. We were so in the matrix and whatever else. Okay, so how do you know you met your twin? Deep soul connection, a feeling of coming home, because you've had past lives together. Every single twin I've met, you've had some lives together, and they're really intense usually, and very, very loving. There are points that it's actually good, you know? And you feel very comfortable, like you can open up and just talk about anything, warts and all, and they accept you. The men actually accept you, because I have a few of them, and they open up to me, and I love it. I'm going, wow, you know, to hear a divine masculine. I had one recently talk about his wife and what he said. It just blew my mind. It's like what we want to hear, you know. He said to her, they're married, go find, that something happened. I won't talk about that, it was very, very private. But they've already got a child. But what happened is he said, you've got to have fun, you've got to enjoy yourself. And I always knew they'd come back together, and within a space of a month they did. So yeah, so she saw me, and then he saw me, and he didn't want to go. That's what usually happens, they don't want to go. And then, but the good thing was that they'd worked through this massive karma. So what I'm saying is, even twins that get along really well, something can just come out of the spanners, yeah? But if you got the love, it's gonna work out, yeah? A bit hairy, but they're together, yeah? Okay, so you feel comfortable, you see yourself in your twin, there's similarities, synchronicities, even things you've done in the past, you go, oh my God, you know, like you have the similar interests. And because of your soul connection, even if you're not with them physically, you can be on other levels, astral and so on. Your life will move quicker. Things will start to move. Time will move faster. Yeah. You feel like you're in your own world. I had that with the false twin. You feel like you're in your own world. You can't stop thinking of them. You can feel their feelings, and you think, hang on, this is mine, but it's actually theirs. So what you can do is you send them back with love and ask the universe to take care of it. Don't do it for them. A lot of divine feminines have done that, and it's not allowing them to grow, yeah? Because we're nurturers. You have a deep longing to be together. And why now? Because this is the time, especially the last 12 years, maybe a bit longer, I'm just giving you a guesstimation, that the universe wants twin flames. Because historically, if you look, anyone who's done anything, even though it didn't end up where it should have at the time, they were all twins. Yeah, painters, explorers. You have a look. Even Hollywood, when Hollywood was Hollywood, all the beautiful actresses, they were all twins, all of them. Yeah, when I was a hairdresser, I actually did Deborah Carr's hair. Lovely lady, so empathic. She was 60 at the time. So nice. It was in Melbourne City, yeah. Yeah, I've had a very unconventional life. Anyhow, okay, so you've done that. Now, the chaser and runner, why that happens is because the soul's frequencies are not aligned. And you've got to go off and do your work, as painful as that is, yeah? And as I said, past lives, we've been together, but not every life. Okay, yeah, I've done that. Oh, yeah, it's got a little story. I've probably gone over time. Come in, come in. It doesn't matter. This is really important. Okay, I want to share a story with you, and she actually wrote it herself. And she's changed her names, of course, but it's a very beautiful story, and I know her personally, because now she's my acupuncturist. And so it's Violet and Amir. They met through an innocent message on Instagram. Amir was looking to connect with a hypnotherapist online when he came across Violet's profile. Can you all hear me? Okay. As she is a hypnotherapist also, Amir spoke no English, and he lived on the other side of the world in a small village in Iran. Violet lived in Melbourne, Australia. Violet had her share of being treated like rubbish. These are her words. And having multiple negative, hurtful experiences in her life, she didn't respond to a simple hello message for weeks. Finally, out of boredom and curiosity, she did, and a friendship blossomed. Amir's basic English and Violet's curiosity kept their friendship for months, until they both realised there was something more. They each took a crazy and dangerous risk and met in Thailand. Violet was petrified, but determined to see if this had a chance. Amir was also scared, as he never left his small town in Iran and barely spoke any English. They met, and it was as if God had opened up all the roads for them. They got along like a house on fire and talked for hours with the help of Google Translate. They found love and a sacred union. 3 years later, a lot of persistence, patience and faith, Amir and Violet now live together in Melbourne. I've actually met him. It hasn't been easy. There have been many challenges along the way. They both know if something is truly meant for you, no distance, no culture, language, border, sea or land is an obstacle, because love always wins. And she wrote that herself. So, yeah. So that's it.
Wow. Thank you, Josephine.
My pleasure. My pleasure. I hope you all got something out of that somewhere. Yeah. And has anybody got any questions?